All right. So tonight we're going to go through some basic team info, some updates, some things that are coming up, and then we'll finish off with some sharing amongst the team to get to know each other better. All right. So we've already gone through the pretest, so I'm going to skip that, and we're going to start talking about some dates coming up. And I know I've shared these with you before, but I just want to make sure that they're on your radar, okay? So next week, Monday and Tuesday, Call for All in English Monday, Call for All in Spanish on Tuesday, and that will be advanced bionics sharing about their cochlear implants and their programs that they have to offer. As of April 1, Calls for All may be discontinuing, maybe less frequent, or maybe a mix-up of things, okay? So I'm exploring options there. If you have any ideas or suggestions, I would love to hear them. We do get core attendance during the live call. However, the calls that, the recordings that are then uploaded to the Sound Beginnings website, they are listened to. They are taken advantage of. So I know that it's worthwhile. I just feel like we're getting to a point where, at least for me, I feel like I've touched on all the topics. Now, yes, there are some topics like, for instance, the 3 cochlear companies and stuff and the hearing aids where their products change so frequently and their enhancements that come along the way that those should be updated yearly. But, reading to your child, music with your child, those basic guys, I feel they don't change as often. So personally, I feel like I've touched on such a variety of topics that I'm running low. So unless you have some great topics, that's one struggle that I have. And then being that they were going to discontinue the WebEx, the other struggle that I would have would be uploading those to a place for future viewing. I don't know if I have the technical abilities to change the formats on the original recording to the recording or to the proper method or mode to be listed online. So that's another little stumbling block. One option that I think I've discussed with either some of you or all of you was to consider trying to do some Facebook Live. Obviously not with my family around, because that was a disaster the other day, but to do some Facebook Live off of the Hands of Voices page. That would help draw some interest to the page. The downside of that is the accessibility would not be there. So, again, if you have thoughts on that, I'd love to hear them. Okay, April 8th, South of 80 is going to be happening. April 22nd will be our silent auction. April 9th will actually be our basket wrapping. I didn't have that in there, but we'll talk about that a little bit later. June 11th through 16th, keep this on your radar for the families that you work with. That will be Parent Institute. And then September 15th through 17th, the mandatory Hands of Voices leadership training. This is going to be our annual training. So it is mandatory. This is not optional. You have to be there. If you cannot be there, I need a reason now, and then that may or may not be okay. So thinking back to the questions of the pretest, it is mandatory. All right, we'll go there in a little bit. All right, so our auction, just again reiterating, making sure everyone's on the same page. April 22nd is the date. It's at the Naperville Hilton, same place where we have had Moms Night in our auction 2 years ago. I've been told that some of you have had friends that you were asked to have save the date to, and some of those friends did not receive them. So I don't know if anyone else has experienced this, but here's the deal. Save the date is a postcard. They easily get caught up in stuck to other mail. So they can either be stuck to the mail of you know, one of their pieces, or maybe they expected someone else's mail and never realized, you know, things like that happen. So my thought and suggestion and recommendation is that you check with those that you did have save the dates mail to and say, hey, just checking in, the auction's next month. Did you receive the save the date card and, you know that you can register now? Okay, so check in with them and make sure that they're aware and have that on their radar. If you don't know which committee you're on, we're in sad shape. So just reiterating the committees, the chairs are the ones that are in bold. I have to give a shout out. Everyone's really coming together and doing so well, and it's coming along. So thank you so much. Just think, a month from now, we will be on the eve of our auction, and the day after that, we will be able to celebrate and enjoy the rewards from our hard work, and we will be off the hook for a while until we have to start on our walk. So know that this is quickly coming to an end, and all of your work is appreciated. You do receive LRP points for participating on that committee, and if you're there attending the events that night and helping, that you would receive points for that as well. There is an all-committee call tomorrow, so everyone join that at 9 p.m. And then right before the auction, that week of the auction on that Wednesday, again in the evening, just a great way for you to hear what's going on with each committee and have an idea of what's available and what's going to be happening before the actual event is there. Okay? All right. So I know Kelly isn't going. You know, it's quite a trek for her. Is there anyone else that is not going to the auction? You know, and you don't have to tell me right now, but I would appreciate an email in the next day or two just letting me know. Being that this program supports Hands of Voices and Guide by Your Side, we anticipate that all of you would be participating and there to support it. It really does make a difference if we ask all board members to stand up and we only have one there standing up. That doesn't say much about how our board feels about being a board member and the value of the organization, and same goes for the parent guide, okay? Like I mentioned, basket wrapping was on April 9th, so that's Sunday from 10 to 2. I apologize that it's during possible church hours. However, you know, if you're lucky enough to have a Saturday service, you know, maybe change and attend that, or maybe you come after morning church and help us out afterwards. But I'm anticipating 10 to 2 should be enough time. I believe that's about the time frame that we spent last time as far as the amount of hours go. During basket wrapping, we are making the items look good. We're pairing items together. We might have a blanket that we'll pair together with the Lake Geneva thing. So, you know, putting all those items together, getting certificates into envelopes, getting the items with the hang tags on them, with their number of the item, and then getting that item entered into the computer so that a description card can be made. So a little bit more than just making it look pretty. So if you fear that you do not have talent in the pretty department, we can find another job for you, okay? So appreciate any help about what that you can give so that we can make it happen and happen hopefully a little bit quicker. It will be at Andrea's house in Naperville because she is the one that has a majority of the items, being that that's where we said for them to be mailed to. So that just kind of makes sense. And then because the event is, you know, a few minutes from her home, it also makes sense for us getting the items from her home the following 2 weekends later to the auction. So there you have it. Let's see. Anita and Lydia, if you guys are on, just Jacqueline had mentioned that she hasn't heard from you if you're going to be helping or participating or volunteering for anything for that day. So again, if you let me know if you're coming, and then also let Jacqueline know in which way you're able to help, whether that's before or during a little bit or after a little bit. We are having more volunteers than in the past, so we are anticipating that those helping the night of won't be bogged down as much and as long as possibly in the past. The committee chairs, those folks actually probably won't even be sitting down for dinner. We will be maintaining and keeping an eye on those things that we've been running. So know that you will have the opportunity to enjoy the evening. All right, games. We have the wine pull game. We have the chocolate ears again. The pick a prize, which is a little bit different. That is where we'll have potentially 20 items on display, and then we will have 20 of something else. I'm not sure if it's going to be 20 flowers or what it will be, but you pick that flower or whatever that item is, and on the bottom of that or with that will be a number, and then that will reveal which prize you won. So that's a quick and easy. Heads and tails. This is the tried and true, put your hands on your head, hands on your butt, and whatever we flip the coin, you move on to the next level if you guessed correctly. This year's Heads and Tails prize will be a very nice trip to a private or, I don't know, Kristen, you can correct me on this, but a very nice island within South Carolina, and literally just gorgeous, tons of stuff to go with it, a great escape. So that will be the Heads and Tails surprise. And then we will, of course, have the 50-50. We are pre-selling tickets now. They do not need to be present to win. And, of course, you can sell tickets or buy tickets the night of as well. Okay? I hope all of you have requested some tickets from Melissa. I think Andre has already sold about, I want to say 90 tickets, and he's only been doing it for a day. So hopefully, it will be a great big pot that somebody will have a chance to win half of. For entertainment, we have our DJ Demers, and if you haven't checked out his YouTube videos, you can go see that. And of course, like last time, the hearing loss experience stations, which were very well received. We will have items for bid. We will not have as many items for bid, and that's okay. And then we will also be doing some pre-bidding online through a site. And what this will do is some of the more unique items that we have or higher ticket items that we have, we will start pre-bidding on that site beforehand. And what that will do is it'll give the ability for those that are not attending because maybe they live too far or maybe they're just unable to attend. It'll give them a way to participate. And then we will start that item on the auction eve at that last online bid. And if it sells higher than that, that person that night takes it. And if it doesn't go on from that, then that person online will win it, okay? We cannot go back and forth between the online and the live the night of. It's just too much. But we can at least start where we left off with the online bidding. And then also we are going to be posting almost every day about the auction on the Hands and Voices page. So please like and comment on those posts so they keep getting bumped up and people will see them. And then if you belong to any hearing loss pages or groups on Facebook, please feel free to share them on those pages too, okay? This is how we get people bidding. This is how we sell 50-50 tickets and how we get people there. And then we'll have an update tomorrow about how many tickets have sold so far and whatnot. So make sure you're on the call tomorrow. All right, so hiring. I shared this before. I'm just kind of reiterating. If I anticipate hiring and opening a call for applications, that would be in May. June would be the interviewing and hiring. We might be exploring doing that in person. So I don't know. We're still talking that out. July and August would be their pre-training, and then September in Galena would be their official finish, their completion of their in-person training with us. Okay. I am not anticipating us having any Illinois-specific training in Galena. I don't think there will be time, but then again, I don't know. Sometimes that changes once I talk to Andrea. So, but do know that there will be plenty of time in Galena between the uptime activities and networking with the other guides and stuff to feel like you get a little break, okay? All right, so annual training in Galena, September 15th and 17th. So it's the weekend. We will be sharing rooms. Sorry, there's no contest for selling the most 50-50 tickets. I think Andre might win that one, and he's got a guide. So, but anyhow, so we are sharing rooms. Actually, they have homes there that have several bedrooms, and so I think we might be looking at getting a couple of those, which would be less costly than getting a bunch of hotel rooms. So we're going to be looking into that. Andrea is planning to try to take the board members as well. So it would be a great big party from Illinois. And then, of course, we will try to carpool as best we can. You can participate in the leadership conference by submitting an abstract. So if you're looking at, hey, you know what, I think I have something to share. I have experience in this, or I think this is a great topic more should learn about, then you can submit an abstract to potentially be a presenter at the annual training. They are accepting them through the end of this month. So if that's something that interests you, then, you know, I believe I sent it out by email. If not, let me know, and I will dig that up and send it your way. And then there might be the possibility that we might need help facilitating some things during this annual training because we are the host state. So I'll have more information as we get more direction from National. All right, here is some big news. As of April 1st, there will no longer be a bonus when you promote to a level within the LRP. The LRP is the level of recognition program that is headquarters directed, and it starts off as being a guide in the very basic level, then the lead level, and the senior level. Instead of receiving a bonus when you promote, we will instead be giving you a pay raise. So, as a 4-1, you will be paid based on your title. So, with that being said, there will be a new timesheet, and on that timesheet, you will list the level that you are currently at, so that I can make sure that you are paid the correct rate. If you do not list it, you will get $15 an hour. So please do your part. Make it less crazy for me, okay? Let's see. And all you need to do is put guide, lead, or senior. I'll know what to do. Guides will be at 15, leads will be at 17 an hour, and seniors will be at 19 an hour, okay? And speaking of timesheets, I said that today was the day to get those timesheets in. I've received them from 2 of you, okay, Allie and Kelly. That's it. I am hoping that you are all then, the rest of you are planning to submit them on April 6th. That should be April 6th down there instead of March 6th. April 6th is the very, 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 very last day for you to submit anything from up until March 31st. Because then the contract is over. That's the last, roundup for things that I can submit in my last bill to them. Okay? So, again, April 6th should be that date on the bottom of the slide. So if obviously if you haven't submitted your timesheet now, I'm expecting it April 6th. And even if you did submit your timesheet now, if you have any miscellaneous time and want to get it in before April 6th, then you feel free to do so, okay? All right. Oh, also on the timesheets, guys, please keep them in date order, all right? They've kind of been all over lately. All right, and wrapping things up here. So I shared with you that when we've discontinued the use of Angie as a guide, that I've been struggling with some really poor reviews, which stinks because, we get very rarely we get family feedback turned in, and then for the family feedback to come back, it's so negative that it's really sad. Because I do know that we do a good job, and I do know that there's families that we help, but unfortunately, a lot of times you'll hear the complaints before you put the positives, right? So with that being said, I thought we would review some of this family protocol, and I've tweaked things a little bit to make it a little bit more clear. And I will take this slide and put it into a picture and send that out to you guys by email so that you can kind of keep this posted somewhere if that would help you. So when you have that first call with the family, explain to them that this role is to have contact with them once a month, whether that's a conversation or a text, but they need to let you know that everything's okay once a month, okay? Hopefully there's a conversation in there. We don't want to be strung along, okay? But with that being said, it is not all on that family, okay? To hear that I didn't even know that so-and-so was my guide, or I heard from her the first time and never heard from her again, those are not great feedback. Or I thought the program dissolved. Oh my goodness, are you kidding me? So this is not okay. It is your responsibility to contact them once a month. And I would appreciate it if you try at least by phone. If you're not getting them, that's fine. Leave a message and ask them to, respond to you within 2 weeks. But we have to be a little bit more active than passive on this. If you don't hear from them, then send them a text telling them that you do need to hear from them within 2 weeks. And put the date in. Don't say 2 weeks, okay? And then if after that there isn't a response, then send them a card. Let Jacqueline know the details, telling them that you're going to close their file if you don't hear from them. Okay, this would have been, what, six weeks at this point, or 4 weeks at this point, 6 weeks by the time you close their file. Okay, so we are giving them that ability. And, yeah, people can be out of town, but if you're making contact with them once a month, I would think that you would know that it would be on your radar that they're going out of town for a vacation or whatnot. Now, you might be thinking, how am I going to keep track of this? Well, one, you might have too many families that are getting strung along if you can't keep track of it. But two, you could take a calendar and write down the name of that family on the date that 2 weeks is, and then check your calendar each week and glance at if there's anyone in that time frame that you're supposed to be hearing from, or when it's time to check in with them, okay? So that's an option. You could keep a little log with that in that family's file of, the notes of, okay, tried to reach them by phone, no answer, gave them 2 weeks, check back this date. Whatever it is that works for you, okay? And then when you send an email to me to close a family, make sure the subject line says closed file. Don't attach a timesheet or anything else with it. And then give me the info for the family that we're closing, okay? I used to send them a letter in the mail saying that we were closing them and send them the paper survey. I do not do that any longer. Typically, I will text the family telling them that we're closing their file and send them the link to take the online survey, or I will email them that information, okay? So don't tell them I'm going to mail. It will be text or email. Okay. I believe the next slide starts our team stuff. So before we move on to that, lessons learned from what happened recently with Angie. I more than likely am going to have each one of you sign something that states that when you leave the program, that you are responsible for getting your items back to me, the lockbox and whatnot, and materials, and by within a reasonable amount of time. I don't know exactly what this is going to look like, but I do know that after this experience that I do have to do something in that manner. Or if it is not done within that time frame, then you would be responsible for the cost. And I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what to say from here. We're all adults, and I shouldn't have to do this, but I guess that's exactly why there's policy and procedure. And so know that that might be, again, something that when I ask for it to be done, know that it's just how we're going to have to tweak our program so that we can prevent any additional expenses that aren't truly necessary in the future. Okay? All righty. I think that's it. Yes. All right. So everyone is going to have the same set of questions, so you can kind of start thinking, but I hope that you listen to each other so that we can kind of all learn a little bit more. And then just a quick sampling of the 10 of us. And, maybe you'll find that you have something in common with someone else. And, again, just something different, okay? So my favorite food is roast beef. Andrea will make fun of me, but I love a good French dip. I could eat it every day, all day long. Anyhow, so there you have it. However, I do not like peppers on my beef, so yucky. My favorite movie. I would have to say either While You Were Sleeping. I'm a kind of romantic comedy kind of gal. Or, oh gosh, now I can't remember it. It was just on the other day too. Oh gosh. The guy from Friends with Selma Hayek, and he accidentally gets her pregnant, and he builds hotels. Okay? I don't remember. But anyhow, if you think of it, you can fill me in on what the title of that movie is. But it's really cute. Anyhow, my favorite vacation would have to be what we just did was Disney cruise. That was pretty awesome. Of course, Hawaii was nice too. But that was a long time ago. Something I'm looking forward to the next year. Oh boy, I think it would be Jack's senior year. I'm looking forward to seeing what his future is going to kind of shape up to be. So, yeah. Yeah, and I'm kind of looking forward to him driving, so I don't have to take him to work every weekend. Pick him up. Yeah. All right, something I like to do in my spare time. I don't have a lot of spare time. I would say I love my Zumba class, and I was doing a yoga class through my church, so I would say that those would be my favorites. And Eva just answered my movie. It's School Fresh In. Okay, there you go. And then would I rather travel by plane, train, or automobile? And I would say plane, only because I can get to wherever I'm going faster, and hopefully it'll be someplace fun. There we go. All right, who's next? Allie, you're up.
Okay, I knew I was going to be next. Let's see. My favorite food is popcorn or any dessert, which I know is not technically food, but John always makes fun of me that I would so rather pick dessert over a meal. Not good, but it's true. My favorite movie is, I'm old school too. I love like Working Girl and Baby Boom and Grease and like all those oldies. Oh my gosh, Overboard with Goldie Hawn and Kurt.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too.
So old. Those are my faves. I could watch them. I can have them on all the time. Vacation, favorite. My happy place, most of you know, is Puerto Vallarta. I love it there. I'm not going this year, but it's okay. Something I'm looking forward to is Friday, leaving with Max to go to Europe with his choir.
Yeah.
And so excited. Something I love to do in my spare time. I'm with you, sister. I don't have a lot of it, but I like to sleep. I like to read, which actually usually puts me to sleep. But now I am taking guitar. So that is really fun for me because it's something I've always wanted to do. So I would say that's my number one right now.
Good.
And would I rather travel by plane, train, or automobile? It is almost always automobile because if I'm with my family, John always wants to be the driver, which is fine. Train would be okay, too, because I'm not in the air. So back to the looking forward to part. I'm looking forward to landing in Europe, but a little terrified about flying over the ocean. But I'll be fine. It's not that I'm fine flying if I'm with my family, but I'm not fine with half my family gone. So, but it'll be okay. And that's it.
Well, just think of all those pictures you're going to have, right?
Yes. I am very, very excited. Very excited.
Awesome. Well, I can't wait to hear all the good news when you get back.
Thanks.
All right. Let's see. Lydia, you're up, girl.
All right. So my favorite food. It would have to be tacos, just any kind of tacos. Favorite movie? Steel Magnolia. I don't know what it is about that movie. I love it. Favorite vacation would have to be this last year when we went to New Jersey and we just took the girls to Six Flags and it was just Florida. We just went all over the place and it was just so much fun to hang out and not worry about anything for 2 weeks. So that was nice.
Nice.
Something you're looking forward to. Definitely my daughter's cotillion. So it's this big thing when she turns 15, and I'm just looking forward to the party. The planning has been a little stressful, and financially it's been fun. But we're definitely looking forward to that, and I know she is too. and that's coming up in August. Something I like to do in my spare time. So it would have to be, as much as I'm looking forward to the nice weather. I finally bought a jogging stroller, and I'm looking forward to using it and working out, getting started on my little jogging routine. Would you rather travel by plane? I would say plane or train would be the best. I know my girls would love to they've been begging me to just go somewhere by train, just kind of relax, sit back and relax. But I'd rather do plane, and of course, they'd rather do train. But either one of those would be great.
Awesome. Yeah, Cotillion's a pretty big thing, so I hear you. But how exciting and what a big milestone. So awesome. I think we're going to have some really good pictures from this upcoming year. The way things are going so All right. Kristen, you still with us?
Yes, I'm still here. I'm going to talk a little bit softer because I'm in a place where everybody is sleeping. So I think I have everything written down correctly. Again, I never could access, so if I forget something, just let me know. So my favorite food is Mexican. Bean burritos and chips and salsa. I could eat it all day, every day. My favorite movie is Clue. Most of you have probably never even seen or heard of it. It's very old, and I don't know, my middle sister and I used to watch it like almost every day growing up, and I still love it when it's on TV. My favorite vacation is the one actually we just got back from, Turks and Caicos. It was absolutely gorgeous, and just the beach was beautiful. I would love to go back at some point in time. Looking forward to the summer for nicer weather, lots of vacations, and actually it is my 20-year high school reunion this summer, which is crazy, but so that should be fun. In my spare time, I love to read. I'm fine reading novels, but, just a trash magazine is fine too. And I prefer to travel by plane because I do not enjoy being in the car with my son because he does not like to be in the car. So I would prefer plane. He's much better behaved that way.
Awesome.
Did I get them all?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's great. Wow, 20-year reunion. I think that was like, 10 years ago for me.
Well, you look great.
I don't know how long. It feels like a long time ago. And all I do is sit there and I think, I don't know if I know any of these people. I am the worst. Like, my facial recognition, my skills, I don't have any. So people would come up to me and they would say, hey, and, talk to me like it was back in high school, and they'd walk away, and Andre's like, who was that? And I'm like, I don't know.
I thought everybody wore name tags, so that didn't happen, so I could be screwed.
Oh, my gosh. Yeah. It doesn't help when the hair is long and it covers name tags, so. Oh. All right, let's see. Eva.
Hello there. Okay, so my favorite food is pizza. Anything on it, literally scrambled eggs and sausage and bacon on some pizza dough is all good. My favorite movie is Sweet Home Alabama.
Oh, yeah, that's a good one, too.
It's just because of that bar scene where she says, you have a baby in a bar.
Yeah.
So I love that one. My favorite vacation place, I will say, and it's really, really selfish, but it was when I went to Vegas with my friends instead of my family. And we met all the guys from Thunder from Down Under. So in case you don't know what that is, it's kind of like the Australian version of Chippendales. Something I look forward to in the next year, number one is being a grandma. My daughter's due in October, November, but then also starting May 1st, will be the executive director of the Cognitive Clinic, which is my friend's business that she wanted to start 15 years ago, and I told her if she ever did it, I would run it. So I gave myself the title of executive director.
Nice.
Something I like to do in my spare time, I like to read, but then I also like to binge watch series on Netflix. I literally could go 10, 12 hours to get a series out of the way just to say that I watched it. And then travel, I love to travel by plane just because I want to get there and get the adventure and the fun started. But if my husband were around, I would have to stay by train because he works for Amtrak, but I've never been on an Amtrak train.
Well, that's interesting. I think he needs to connect you, get you hooked up. It's so funny that you said that about Sweet Home Alabama. I just quoted that exact line the other day.
Mhm.
Yeah,
it is. It's a good one.
It is. All right, so let's see who's next. Kelly.
All right. My favorite food would be sushi. Let's see, movie. I think anything by John Hughes. And for those who don't know who that is, the filmmaker, 80s movies, which would be Weird Science, 16 Candles, Breakfast Club, Ferris Bueller's Day Off, Pretty in Pink, all those lovely 80s. And I'm aging myself a little, I know there. But vacation would probably have to be St. Kitts, and of course that was years ago, but it was just an amazing little island, had a lot to offer. Something I'm looking forward to this year, my husband and I, adults only wedding, we're going to. Our niece is getting married in Napa Valley, so yeah. It's kind of like a trip of a lifetime for us in a way, because it's going to be a really posh wedding, and we're just looking forward to it. Spare time, I like to read, and I started working out again pretty seriously, so I'm trying to get back in shape. And I would rather travel by automobile, I think. Growing up, we took long vacations in the car, but there's something to be said about seeing, the land that you're traveling. So.
Yeah.
Also, I'm overpacker, so it helps that I can overpack my car.
No weight limit on those bags.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
That's awesome. Man, see now, the cool thing about hearing your favorite vacations is okay, I got to go look that place up, got to go check that. Yeah. We might have a whole new vision plan for our vacation list after I'm done with this meeting.
Exactly.
All righty. Jacqueline, you're next.
All righty. Let's see, my favorite food would be anything with Mexican or Italian. That I could eat all day, every day. And let's see, movie. I don't watch a lot of movies, but one that I remember watching, and I still love it to today, is Shawshank Redemption. I don't know, I've always liked it. It's just a good story behind it. And let's see, my favorite vacation. I would say probably have to be Hawaii, even though it's been many years, and I know our kids have been asking to go back there again, so maybe someday. So, but we went out to Mount Rushmore a couple years ago, and we really enjoyed that. That was one of those long trips, a lot of car riding and that. So, but that was good too, just like Kelly mentioned, is something to see about, traveling by car and getting to see so much more. What is something I'm looking forward to next year? Just different things with the kids. Allie will be in her last year of college before she goes on to graduate school. Ethan, we'll see how he's doing with, getting through his second year of school, just all that type of stuff. And Ella will be starting high school. Let's see, something I like to do in my spare time. I really enjoy walking and that. I walk every morning with a friend after Ella gets on the bus. I walk dogs in the afternoon, so it's just something that I do enjoy doing a lot. And how would I rather travel? probably if it's one of those things where you just want to get there and have a good time, probably plane, but I'm not real good at flying. Yeah, so I guess that would be it. I've never really traveled by train except, to take the metro down to Chicago and back or something like that. So anyway, that's my stuff.
Excellent. All right. You got a lot of big school things coming up. Okay, let's see.
All right, thanks.
Anita.
Hi, this is Anita here. Just came in with the interpreter.
Excellent. So Anita, if you can see the slide, can you answer your favorites and the questions there so everyone can learn a little bit more?
Okay, yes, I can do that right now. So bear with me here, I am on the iPad. My other device was freezing up on me here. So favorite food would be seafood. Anything white meat. I like shrimp, crab, I like scallops. Probably scallops are definitely up there on the list. Pink meat would be salmon. And movie, let's see, Back to the Future. Definitely one that I like there. And I've been thinking about what it would be like to have the ability to go back and forth through time. It's always intrigued me. Let's see here, vacation, Hawaii. And just the surf and the beach and the water and the mountains and just the fragrance, just everything about it. Just find me a nice little quiet island out there. And just someplace you'd have to fly into, and just definitely a place I would like to spend some time in. So I have been to Maui. I would love to go back again to explore a little further out this time.
Yeah.
And what I look forward to, let's see, something I would look forward to next year would be, and oh, my phone's distorting a little bit. Give me 1 second. So yeah, something looking forward to for next year would be just a better year, teamwork, more activity in the South, just working together, everybody sharing ideas. Spare time, let's see, I love to walk. Love to get out there and walk and move around, and I'll get out there and walk and tire myself out, and that's about when I know I've walked enough. So I also enjoy bicycling. Always the bike ride back to home, it seems harder than riding out, but I enjoy it. I also enjoy swimming. Kind of get in the water and sort of feel like a dolphin a little bit. So definitely enjoy that. And travel, I enjoy road trips. I enjoy driving and heading out on the road and seeing what's out there. And I think that's about it. That is me in a few answered questions.
Excellent. I think, so what I'm hearing from everyone so far is I need to win the lottery so I can take us all out to Hawaii. So I think that would be a great plan. Okay, let's see. 2 more. Deb, you're next.
Okay. I like spicy Thai food. Favorite movie is Master and Commander. Vacation anywhere outside of Springfield. And I'm looking forward to getting more classes in with the sign language interpreting program. I like to make jam, and I prefer to travel by train. I like the scenery.
So have you been on a lot of train rides?
Yeah, to and from Chicago.
How long does it take you?
About 3 hours, like driving time too.
Okay. That's not too bad.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay. So if I ever come out and visit you, you're not picking the restaurant because I can't do spicy.
Ooh.
All right. Lucy, saving the best for last here. Don't let us down. Surprise us.
My favorite food is Mexican. I'm happy to hear there's a lot of my guides that like our Mexican food. My favorite movie, I like The Notebook just because I love the ending, and I just hope me and my husband could end like that. But I also love all Disney movies. I mean, we watch them all. My favorite vacation is, I was born in Mexico, so anytime that I can go back to my hometown, I just love it to show my children, my husband, where I grew up during the summer and where all my family's from. Something that I'm looking forward to is hopefully taking my boys to Disney World next year. And my hobby, we're probably sleeping whenever I can. My boys and husband they wake up so early and they go to sleep so late that I don't know how they do it, but if I get to go to sleep early, I don't mind. I go. And I like traveling by car because of the sightseeing, and you get to see like all the states. We used to always drive out to Mexico, but with 2 anxious boys, I think it's much better by plane during the night so they can just go to sleep.
There you go. That's a good plan. And you know what? Now I have to go watch The Notebook because I don't think I've ever seen that one.
It's like a cheesy romantic one, but I still like it.
That's all right. I'm all into cheese and romance. All right. Well, awesome job. Thanks, guys, for playing along on that. We just have the post test real quick here. So if you want to zap me your answers, question 1. If you plan on attending the auction, you need to purchase a ticket even if you are helping on a committee. True or false?
Hi, this is Anita here. I'm sorry to chime in. It's going to be hard for me to zap in the answers because I'm relegated to one device, which has the interpreter on it right now.
Sure.
Can I just chime in vocally?
Yeah, no, what you can do is text me your answers after the call is finished. Or email it to me. Okay, because if you say your answers over the phone, then they'll be on the recording, and then that won't work for future use. Okay?
Okay, gotcha. Will do. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. All right, question 2. In Galena, at the Leadership Conference in this September, you can A, be a presenter, B, I don't need to attend this, it is optional, or C, get a room of your own if you fill the most 50-50 ticket. All right. And question 3, as of 4/1, there will no longer be bonuses for promoting at each level of the LRP. True or false? All right, excellent. Thank you, ladies, for being on the call. I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording.